Hey Dario, I'm doing good. How you doing? Just trying to catch up on some stuff. Yeah, I've been a little bit busy with family stuff for the past few weeks. Now I'm getting back on track. What's up, Raz? Trying to find some paint real quick. Thought I had more white paint stuff. Guess I don't. Yeah, I don't know if I said to you, Raz, I got the package in the mail. So these ears look pretty good. I didn't go through anything yet though. I just kind of got the package. Gonna do it a little bit later. Gonna try to do some random stuff now. Alright, I'm going to try to get this base going because I want to use up that clear resin, and every time I was ready to do it, something else happened. So let's see if we can make this look like a pool. Wish I had thicker white paint, but I ran out of the bottle. Hey Tom, how's it going? That's good. Yeah, I've been busy myself, you know. It's not one thing, it's another. Hey, what's up, 234? How's it going? What Superman? Were they 3D printed items or some like low run kit items? Oh, okay. Are they gonna have those kits at the Jersey Fest show, or was it only like a low run? Damn. No, I mean, if he's selling, he's selling. There's no reason to stop the run, I guess. What was the scale on it? I'll have to look those up when I get a chance, or send me an email or something. There's so much stuff coming out, I can't keep up anymore. What's up, Scott? Damn, Tom, sounds like you're getting all kinds of shit now. You got room for it all? I don't know, if the wife is complaining, that's a bad sign. Hey, what's up, Hangover? Thanks. Yeah, I guess if a couple people are here, I posted this on my Patreon. What happened was my father finally had his back surgery. Because he was going to end up in a wheelchair in another few years if he didn't get his... he had 2 compressed discs and he had a bone chip hitting a nerve. So basically, I was up there helping them out for a few weeks just to get him through it. And now he's walking around amazing. He's not hunched over anymore. It's unreal. So it worked out pretty well. So that's kind of why I was gone for a while. First couple days were rough. Then after about a week and a half, he was off the pain meds. Getting in and out of the chair like nothing. He was holding his breath because he kept on expecting the pain to hit him. But the pain's not hitting him anymore, so it's working out pretty good. Yeah, he was pretty scared about the back surgery. He was really nervous about it for a long time, but I kept telling him, I was like, look, if you don't, even the doctor says, you know, if you don't get it done, you're just gonna end up in a wheelchair in your late 80s, because he's like 83 now. He's gonna end up in a wheelchair and he's just gonna be popping pain meds all day long. So, but they said he was healthy enough to do the surgery. He came out of it that day he had the surgery. He was fine because you know they said they're worried about anesthesia and all that stuff. But surprisingly, he was up and about. He went home the next day. Yeah, and he's done. So I was just up there making sure, you know, everything was going well, making sure my parents had food, all that stuff. So that's another chapter done. I told him, I said, no more hospital shit for the rest of the year. I need a break. So, no more. I need to catch up on work and get some shit done this year. Alright, Tom, talk to you later. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, so I'm trying to catch up on everything. I completely forgot where I was on a lot of stuff. So next week what I want to do is we're gonna pour this in stream. I want to get this all ready to go. So I'm hoping this resin water is still good. This is the AK Interactive stuff. So I'm hoping this stuff is still good. It should be. We'll find out. I think there's enough. Yeah, there's plenty in here to. So what we'll do is we'll have her attached, and then we'll build the wall with some sheet metal, and then we'll pour it in, and then we'll see how it looks during the week. So I think that looks pretty good. I think this will look like a pool, like we're kind of like looking at it from the side type thing. So I think that should look pretty cool. So we can work on her hair now. Now I don't know if I'm going to keep this like this color once I put the water on this. I know it might not be completely perfect on the edging, so I might have to do some sanding and then painting. So we'll figure that out later. So I did spray her hair down a bit. Once I attach her hair, I'm going to have to seam it up. I also did do her eye decals that came with it, and it actually worked out pretty well. The eye decals really melted well with the, what is that stuff? The Solvaset, this stuff. Melted pretty well with that, and then but the only thing is I had to dull it down because you can sort of see the film on the side. That worked out well. I like it. Alright, so let's see here, where are we at? So for the past few weeks, have I missed anything exciting with anyone? Everyone just getting by? Vacation? That sounds good. Nothing exciting for you, Raccoon? Okay, I don't like the way this is looking, but it's a start. I think what I'll do is I'll leave this as a base for now. I'm going to attach the hair because I got to do a seam. I got to kind of clean up the hair. And then what I'll do is I'll mask it off a bit and I'll really clean up the hair and paint it. Just give me an idea where I'm going to start it. So it's kind of hard to paint up the hair, get it really nice, and then have to build in the center of it and make it nice again. So it's better to kind of do it all in one shot. So that's what I'm going to do. The only problem is I get concerned about eye decals and putting silly putty on them. So what I'll do is maybe I'll put a sheet of saran wrap here and then put silly putty over that. So this way the silly putty doesn't pull up the eyes. And it should work out pretty well. There we go. Goes like that. So I mean, it should look pretty good. I kind of like the little blonde hair, dirty blonde hair on her. Yeah, I'll clean it up. Let's get this washed off. So I did have some excitement this week. My Action Comics Power Girl finally came in the mail. I got a graded one of this one too. I got a graded one. I put it in my box already. But I also ordered these raw copies. This is from the Warren Lau cover. I absolutely love this cover. It's just, he did a phenomenal job. Like, I don't even care if the comic book sucks. You know, I don't even care if the story sucks on this comic or whatever. I just absolutely love this cover, and I'm just so happy with it. Yeah, he's getting better and better with each every time he does his work, you know. So I'm really happy, and they're nice and clean. I got these from the Comic Mint, and they're just so nice and clean, and you know. So I'll definitely have. What I want to do is if they ever have him signed for like CGC, I want to send in these and get these signed, and then I'll put them on display. I have a habit of trying to get graded copies that are key and keep that in my collection, but then, you know, get signed copies like these and then have the signed ones on display, you know, with the yellow labels, just because just kind of like preference. So yeah, but I'm really happy with this. And then I'm waiting for the Will Jack one to come in, because Will Jack did a cover as well. I think it was for $10.53. So yeah, But awesome. So this was a good week for me. I was excited to get these. Yeah, like I said, I don't read current comics because they're all crap. But when I get a really cool cover like that, and it's from one of my favorite artists, especially one of my favorite characters, gotta just snag it up. Like I said, I don't care. It'll never be worth anything. I just love it. So. Alright, we're going to put her aside, let this cure up for the week, and then hopefully next week we'll be ready to pour. So, get that going. And I think what we'll do is some sculpting, because I haven't done sculpting in a while. Oh, before we sculpt, I want to show you guys what happened. Alright, so do you guys remember the X base for the Cyclops kit? So Cyclops is almost done. I have to he's almost done. I got the heads and everything, so I just got to finish up the base. Now this is what I have a problem with of 3D printing right now, and this is why I say 3D resin is not quite there. So this base had to be reprinted. You can see there's some striation lines on it in the light. I tried my damnedest to sand this and prime it, sand it and prime it, and that's as far as I can take this piece. Because the guy who printed this out, I guess it's not a high-end printer, I think, or I'm not really sure. But what happened is the first base, I'll show you the bottom. So the bottom of this base, I filled this up in with the Durham's putty. And then after I did the Durham's putty, I flattened this down with Bondo. And then I put some A's around here to get this done because the base was like this thick, you know. So the moisture in the Durham's putty did this to the base. Now, polyurethane resin, this would not have happened. So what happened is the moisture in the Durham's putty must have soaked into this resin, right? And it warped it and it popped it up. Now, when I was away helping my parents, I did this all before. So when I came home, or you know, I was home back and forth, but I wasn't in the studio. So when I came in the studio to get back working on this thing, I looked on the shelf and all of a sudden this thing was popped open. I was like, what the hell happened? And it only just cracked like yesterday. This only just snapped yesterday. So this is not aqua. What is the resin? It's frozen 4K. The aqua color that my friend Meta John prints with me. That resin didn't I've never had an issue like this. I let the Durham's putty, so I did, so there was one layer of Durham's putty about that thick. I let that sit for about 5 days, and when I looked in there, it was like this. It was like almost like purely cured. I didn't see any moisture coming out of it. And then what I did is I did another layer, and I let that stuff cure. And then after it was kind of like, because I've used Durham's putty a long time in other resins, even like hollow items, I've used it with polyurethane resin, and I've never had this issue before. But what happened is this 3D printed resin, which I don't know what kind this is, it's definitely not the frozen, it actually absorbed the moisture. Like, polyurethane doesn't absorb that moisture once it's cured. When I came home that one day and I saw this, because when I got back in the studio I touched this, and it was actually like wet. It felt like it was mushy. So this absorbed the moisture from the water in this Durham's putty, which is Very weird. Even the sides, like even the sides here, like I could almost put my fingernail into it and it would almost squish into the side. Now it's cured because it's dried, but you can see it just broke it. It just broke that seam here, and it just warped up and it cracked over here. No, I don't think it was the resin. I think it's the resin itself is the problem. I don't think that it wasn't. I think it was cured, but I don't think this resin is good enough for adding other materials into it, whichever resin this was. Now the frozen 4K stuff that my friend Meta John in Canada prints, you know. So this is the frozen 4K. It's the aqua color. Now when you smell this stuff, it's got a really specific stench to it. This doesn't have the same smell as these. So whatever resin this was, I think this was just cheaper resin. Yeah, the resin, it soaked in the moisture. It just like soaked it in. Do I have another example of, no, not right now. Now I think the other thing too is, if you put a blow dryer to this actually softens up really fast, like really, really fast. That's why I didn't want to put 2-part resin into here, like I did with the Power Girl Aqua. Remember the Power Girl video I did where I showed I poured in that 2-part resin? That didn't melt any of this resin, but I could put a blow dryer to this and it really doesn't warp that much. But if you put a blow dryer to this, it'll soften up on you real fast. Hey Terrell, you probably could, but the problem is the person I did this for didn't want to spend all the extra money. So that's the thing. He didn't want to spend all the extra money to make it a solid base. That's another thing. The problem is you can make this base amazing, but to throw all that money into it with 2-part resin, you know, eaves, freeform air, it's a lot of money adding up just for a base. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if it was a regular casted up resin base that was hollow, you could throw Derm's putty in there and you would never have an issue. But because it was 3D resin, it absorbed the moisture. Now don't get me wrong, I didn't just put it down like this and let it sit. I actually had it upside down when I put this Derm putty in there, and I let it cure for like a week or whatever, and then I put another layer in. So yeah, you gotta spend the cash sometime. But so what he did is he had another base printed out, and there was a couple holes in the bottom here. I filled those in, but I left one hole because this seems to me it needs to have air in there. I don't know why. I don't trust this resin. Whichever resin this was, I don't trust it. So I let my friend know. I told him, I said, I will paint it up, I'll do what you, but I'm not filling this stuff in with anything down the line. I said, if you do another 3D print and you want it solid, I'm gonna only fill it in if I know it's the frozen 4K. If it's something other resin, I don't know what it is, I'm not doing anything to it. I'm not messing with it. So yeah, so this polyurethane, you know, smooth cast 300, 305, 310, this would never happen with that, you know. Even whatchamacallit, hollow stuff like polystone, this wouldn't happen. And even if you did an item with eaves, this wouldn't happen. So it's kind of like a new learning curve. You know, this is why I say I'm a little bit weary on 3D prints yet, because I don't know what I can and can't do yet. So now I know if I don't have this type of smell resin, the frozen, I know I cannot do this. So I mean, I'm not complaining and saying it's the end of the world, blah blah blah. It's just that I'm learning over again now, you know. So if somebody says, hey, I got a 3D printed resin, I could say, okay, is this a printed item that was casted up by ownage in China? is it a frozen print, or is it some other kind of resin I don't know about? So now I kind of know where I'm going with stuff where people ask me, hey, I want you to customize this, I want you to do this, blah, blah, blah. Now, the other thing, too, about this resin here, I noticed that when I use my Dremel tool to kind of like drill into it, it gets a little bit hot and it starts to become malleable. You know, it kind of starts to get soft. Whereas when I Dremel this with my Dremel tool, it gets hot, but it works like polyurethane. You know, so like I went and saw my friend in PA about a week ago. I had to kind of get out of the house and take a break after everything was said and done. So he actually had a G.I. Joe head that somebody printed for him on Etsy, and he asked me if it was good resin. So when I opened up the bag, I smelled it. It smelled exactly like the 4K frozen. I said, yeah, you got a good head casting because it's the frozen, but it was just a different color frozen. So I said, yeah, you got a good one. But this, like, this doesn't have a strong smell like this does. It has a smell, but nothing like this, so. So I just figured I'd share this with you guys so you know. If you ever, you know, you have a hollow print you're doing yourself, because you guys, seems like a lot of you guys have 3D printers. If you're using, I'm kind of going with the theory, if you're buying cheap 3D resin, you're getting what you pay for, you know? If you're buying cheap no-name brand stuff just because it's cheaper, you might run into issues like this. If you spend the money and you get the frozen 4K or 8K resin, you're going to get better quality stuff. So it's kind of where I'm at so far with 3D printing. Yeah, but this is crazy. This is like, you know, like polyurethane resin doesn't warp like this. Even if you hit it with a blow dryer and you bring it up, polyurethane kind of wants to almost go back to where it was, you know? Even this thin, it kind of wants to go right back down. It's kind of hard to warp polyurethane almost. I just figured you guys get a kick out of this because it was kind of funny when I went into the studio and I looked at it. I was like, what the hell did happen to that thing? Scott, I probably could kind of pop this out and make a flat base, but honestly, I'm done with this. This is going in the trash after I make my video. I'm not messing with this at all, because you can see all the inside. There's all those little support brackets that are stuck in there. I'm not risking this warping on me. You know, I don't want to utilize this, do something for a custom, send it out to somebody, and then all of a sudden down the line it's warping them and cracking. I'm like, this is just going in the trash. It's nothing to mess with anymore. That's just my experience. So that's my little adventure when I came home. It was funny too, it actually wasn't even this high. When I first saw it, I would say it was like there. It was like down to there. But over the past couple more days, it's been coming up more and then it cracked. It almost kind of wants this moisture, seems to still keep pulling it up. I don't know. Yeah, it's even kind of warped over in here, like on the side here. It's kind of hard to see it from your angles, but it almost warped this edge around here from being flat here. It's kind of hard to see. I can see that my angle, but yeah, it seems like this is all warped up around here and it came out. So that's a fun little adventure. Hopefully you guys like how that turned out. Alright, if we can get this camera down. Come on. Alright, so like I said, I haven't done much, I haven't done any sculpting really, I've just been painting. So, alright, I did have a chance though, one day when I had some free ease while I was working on stuff, I kind of cleaned up the sash a bit here. Just got all this kind of cleaned up underneath there, so we got to work on a knot for this now. And then I also did Dremel this out. So I think what we'll do so I did mess with this rod a little bit more just to kind of get it in there for support. I gotta kind of bend this part a little bit more. The support, because the way these leaves go on this thing scared the hell out of me. And this resin is not, this resin is good, but it's also bad at the same time. It's very, very, if you grab it the wrong way, it'll break. So these are all the tree branches on this, right? So we'll kind of go over it again right now. Give you guys an idea. So this piece goes on here like so. So these parts are very fragile. Now, these tree branches go on here like this. And these pieces are very like breakable. So I'm gonna do better supports with magnets on these. But I don't like how all this is gonna like weigh this down. These are not like light pieces, these are actually fairly heavy. We also had a branch over, where's the branch? The branch, we came here. There's another branch over here. I broke this one out. So the idea is what I want to do is create a support that I know this is going to support this better. Like so. And then what I want to do is these pieces, I want to thicken these up and I want to create little magnets. So you just put like a magnet on there. Because this piece, like right now, I could snap this off with no problem. So this tree branch goes here. I think this one goes here, and then this one goes over here. I could make another one because with this, the one piece broke off to go here, which I might do, but we'll see. Hey, Zek, how you doing? Appreciate it, man. Thank you. But that's kind of where we're at with this one. I also went ahead and sort of sanded this area down a little bit more. And then I kind of worked out a new line for the piece. I'm going to add some wrinkles on this. We're getting there. She's almost ready to be painted. We're almost getting there. A little bit more to go. Yeah, Hanger, I want to do a lot of support on this. And the other thing too is, I don't know yet if I'm going to attach this part permanently, because like, if you put this in the wrong way, like if you're not paying attention, you can snap off the piece. So I might keep this permanent and cut a better piece into the foam box to support it. I don't know, I want it supported. I don't like the idea of doing it half-assed and you know, because I was gonna keep this, but after everything that's been done, I gotta sell some stuff off. So I don't want to do it half-assed. I want to make sure it's nice and supported. What I might end up doing is once I get the sash done, I might start the work in progress video of painting her up while I'm actually working on the base at the same time, just to get things moving on it. I think that's what I might do. Okay, it's been a few months again, so you can see the nasty yellow piece that we're leaving in there. So you can see the difference between old Fix-It and new fresh Fix-It. See how nasty and yellow and green's turning? So when you have stuff like that, it's bad. So we'll leave that in there for another few months until it turns into like a little yellow turd, I guess. Hangerbird, yeah. I actually talked to Rob. He stopped by this week, and I had to repair an item. So yeah, Jersey Fest. I'll probably be there on Saturday for a few hours, and that's it. I don't plan on going the whole weekend this year. Yeah, let me know if you do. Like I said, I'll be there Saturday. I don't know what time yet. Usually I probably would get there around like 12 or so. Hang out for a while. Meet up with some friends, see what they got in the show. You know what it is I like the Jersey Fest show, but as of right now, like anything that they probably are selling, I wouldn't be interested in. I got so much stuff that on the side that I have to finish. And as far as supplies go, I know that guy is going to be there in the hallway with all those supplies. So my goal is this year, I want to buy up a bunch more of these pieces. You know, these are great for like if you have a little, you know, a little piece that you're working on. So if you got to paint up this item, you could kind of like clamp it and then you can like let it sit on the side. So I'm going to try to like buy up a bunch of these this year. I want to like get a slew of them because I don't know if that guy's going to be going anymore. Supposedly he might retire. I don't know. So yeah, tool guy. Yeah, this guy that's in the hallway every year at Jersey Fest, he just has like a long hallway of just tools, all kinds of tools like this: paintbrushes, glues, tweezers, just everything that's there. So, hey, what's up, Hulk Smash? A road rock base? It depends on how big it is and how much money you want to spend. You know? Do you want to, yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing, Hangerbird. Kind of go in there, see a bunch of friends, check out the contest room, buy a bunch of tools, and I think that's it for me. But As far as the base, it depends on how much money you want to spend and how big it is. Like, do you not want to spend a lot of money and make a basic base, or are you looking to go like all out and you want it as detailed as possible? Alright, so if you want to do a broken street, what you could do is, let's see. It doesn't have to be resin. You can actually get a plank of wood, and you can sculpt onto the wood. So, you know, you just, if you got it in your garage or you go over to Home Depot, get a plank of wood, you know, and then get some sculpting material. What I would do though is if you're going to sculpt onto a piece of wood, just don't sculpt onto like the flat wood like that. Put some notches in there, put like a bunch of holes so any of your sculpt material can actually bond to the wood better. And then basically from there, you can just, you could buy freeform air. You could get the 2-gallon kit like I got. And you can mix up a freeform air and you can roll it onto the wood, right? And then from there you can texture it and you can sort of cut it and make it look like street cracks. And then afterward, and then maybe you can even put some saran wrap on his feet, you know? Put some saran wrap on his feet and then like kind of position him where you want it to be and let it sit, and then from there you can tweak it up. That's kind of a cheaper way of doing it. If you don't want to use freeform air, you can try and get some other sculpting material. I'm not really sure what you would be able to use though. I know some people like would use different like cheaper sculpting stuff from like paper mache stuff or stuff like that. I wouldn't use that stuff, but you probably could. I don't know if anyone in chat's got a suggestion for sculpting material, but that's not a lot of money. I personally just like to get the quality stuff because I know I can detail it up better. Never used air dry clay, but I guess you could try it. The question is air dry clay how expensive it is for 15, like say a 15 by 15 block of wood. I don't know, is it cheaper, is it expensive? Yeah, that's pretty much what Terrell said. Anything you're gonna buy is gonna be expensive. There is cheaper stuff, but I don't know how well, you know, you can detail it, you know. You could use cement, but the only thing is if you put cement or like Durham's putty on a plank of wood, the wood is going to absorb the moisture, and then the wood might warp on you. That's the only thing that you got to keep in mind. Anything that's got water mixed into it, like cement, the wood is going to absorb it, and then what will happen is, as the cement's curing, the wood might warp on you, and then the cement might crack. You know what I'm saying? So you would have to see if there's a layer of something that's non-porous that won't absorb the moisture you could put on the wood first, like some kind of primer. Don't they have like a floor primer that, I don't know, that's kind of something I'm thinking. See, the reason why I say freeform air is because a gallon kit, which is a gallon of A and a gallon of B, is like $100. That'll last you a long time to make other bases. But even a trial kit might be even what you might need, you know? A trial kit might not be that expensive. Well, here's the thing. You can use cement, and I think it would work, but keep in mind with cement that if you were to lift him up from the base, that cement might crack on you. And I personally wouldn't want a cement statue on my display case. Like cement, I wouldn't want it. It's very heavy. It's very, you know, like if your cement is cold and you're putting a polystone statue into it, like, can the cement crack it? Like, you know, the reaction between the two different materials. You see what I'm saying? I never really mess with cement onto a statue, so I don't know how it would do. Plus, if you have a key and then you got to Dremel into the cement, I wouldn't want to Dremel that kind of a dust and breathe it in. I wouldn't want cement, even though resin dust is probably killing me anyway, but I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking, because I watch, like, you know, YouTubers that, you know, do cement for a living and stuff. You know, I watch all kinds of tool and construction channels every once in a while, since I'm a house owner. You know, you got to kind of keep up on stuff. And I always just try to see what type of stuff they do, and it just seems that cement is eh. If you put freeform air, like thick, like really, like, you know, like an inch thick of freeform air, it's actually pretty durable. But with freeform air, you don't have to do a thick piece of wood. You could do a thinner piece of wood, too. Trying to think of what else is out there. Trying to think what materials, you know. The other thing you can do, shelf life for freeform air, it's pretty long. I would say it's about like the same of A's. I mean, I've had some freeform air I opened up for a year and it was still usable. So, as long as you keep it closed and it's not sitting in like a garage. Another thing you could do, Hulk Smash, is you ever see that site CG Trader? You can see about a road base and print one out and then attach it to a blank of wood. It might be a little bit cheaper. I don't know. Here, I'll link it to you. So you can go onto that site. You got to look up STL file or object, and you might be able to find a road, and then you can utilize that. That's worth a shot, because that might not be that much money to, you know, it might be the same amount of money as if you were going to sculpt from scratch and do all this other stuff. You could just have somebody print out a road for you. It's kind of an idea. Telling these sites like that CG Trader and all these other sites with 3D sculpting, it's changing the game. Like, makes life a little bit easier finding stuff to do, but I still like to do stuff from scratch. But it's okay to kind of like cheat and print out, like, you know, a tree or a street or a manhole cover or something like that. So. Hey Titans of Earth. Nope, I'm still working on her. Long story short, what happened is in October to December, my mother ended up in the ICU for some complications. So I was kind of MIA for a couple months, and then past 2 weeks, 3 weeks actually, my father had back surgery. So kind of been dealing with my parents for the past few months. So I haven't really been able to do any side stuff, but I'm still working on her. I had to go through all that stuff, so things have been kind of delayed. So you haven't missed out on her. I just had real life stuff going on. She's sitting next to me on the shelf right now, just waiting to be worked on. Like I said, I told my parents no more hospital stuff. I need a break. Just give me a break this year. Let me get caught up. I'll get all this stuff done. And then we'll go from there. That's kind of my little dilemma for the past couple months. I have to get back on her anyway because I need to get her done and put her up for sale, so. Gotta get caught up. Pretty much not working for a few months, missing bills was kind of hit me hard there for a bit, so. But you only live once, and the roles change as you get older and your parents get older. The roles change, so. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll get there. I gotta get. I haven't even started my own personal Power Girl customs yet. I'm just so backed up on everything. It's crazy. But it's the generation. You know, my parents are going to be like 85 soon. The same thing with my aunts and uncles, so it's all kind of hitting all my cousins as well. We're all kind of going through it now. The key is don't get old, guys. Stay young. Wow, Scott, 70. Yeah, that's well, you made it that far, so as long as you can keep picking up an airbrush and working on stuff, that's even better. Yeah, that's why I'm after all this is going on, I decided like I said in the past streams, I'm selling all my collectibles that if I can't look at it, I don't want it anymore. So building a new TV studio, a TV room this summer, spring. I want to be able to see all the key stuff and just enjoy it. When I was younger, it was great to collect stuff and throw it in a box, but now I'm like, you know what? If I can't see that, it's not worth having anymore. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I think that's kind of my midlife crisis coming up. It's like, you know what? Some people go for a car or they do other stuff. I want to cull down the collection and I want to enjoy key stuff, and that is it. That's kind of like my crisis. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. This year, what I've been trying to do is, since I've been selling all my comics and collectibles, I got a bunch of key comic books that I've always loved, and I'm got really good copies of them. So I'm going to be hitting like local comic book shows, the Jersey show, and Baltimore maybe. And I want to get all these signed and graded, and I want to have them on display. So that's kind of like my my goal this year for fun stuff. You know, everyone's telling me, oh, you should go out and travel, you should go in vacations. I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just go to a comic book show. It's kind of all I really enjoy, so kind of gives me that hunt again. You know, like when I was a kid, I used to go to all these comic book stores and hunt comics. So now I'm kind of like trying to hunt artists to get signed, because I want like a slew of like key books graded in my TV room like this. You know, I want them all like set up like that, you know. So that's kind of what I'm going for. It's kind of my project. Yeah, I've been actually saving some STL files now too for some personal projects. So I have about 4 now that I want to get printed out. By the time I'm ready to print them, there's going to be different ones I want, so. You know what's also been fun is trying to collect a bunch of old Bronze Age books that always have had, but they're in really shit condition. So now I've been doing my whole upgrading for quality. And I've been having fun doing that now. So I'm not buying any new stuff. I want to get those key books I've always loved and have them nice quality upgraded stuff. So that's another thing I've been doing too. Well, I saw the there was the one who was it? The Spider-Gwen, where she's standing and she's looking behind her. It came out recently. I really like the sculpt, but I don't like the character. So that's one STL I'm gonna plan on getting to convert into a different character for myself. I contacted the sculptor and he said that you don't have to join the Patreon. He'll have it for sale on CG Trader in a couple months or something. So I said that's good. I'm gonna snag that one up for myself. Oh, you got that one, Terrell? Yeah, that's the one I want to get for myself. I think what I want to do is make a Kid Flash out of it. She's got those running legs. Because I always wanted to do another Kid Flash from the one I did previously. just to do another one. Yeah, that's why I do it, Titan. Just kind of sit there and make my own stuff, make stuff for other people. That's why I don't think the hobby will ever die. It's always, everyone always says it's gonna die after every company comes and goes, but people are still always doing it. So. Yeah, that's true, Terrell, but you know that the thing is I when I was on that Wicked, not the Wicked, the Berserk 3D, because I wanted that Power Girl. You know, I was on their Patreon for 4 months. I got the Power Girl and I got all their other stuff. I'm never going to use any of those files. So, I'd rather just, I don't mind supporting the artist, you know what I'm saying? You know, if it's just the one file I want, I don't mind dropping the money for that artist because, you know, they deserve it. They sculpted it and I want to get a copy, so I don't mind supporting them. And then with Patreon, those files end up in the wild anyway. So as much as people probably don't want them using their files, you're always going to get people sharing this stuff. So, like I said, I'll support the artist if it's something I want. But I was happy with that Power Girl one though. They did a great job at sculpting it. Really happy with that one. Sometimes I feel these Patreon sculpts are rushed. I'm not saying that they're not, but you know, when you're trying to bang out one sculpt a month, feels like it's rushed. Like I always say, it's better quality over quantity. But literally every week I check, you know, like we are, who is it? The statue guy. We Are Collectors? Is that who it is? I forget. Yeah, on Instagram. He always posts all the new sculpts every like day. There's so much coming out, I can't even keep up. So much stuff coming out, and of course it's all symbiote stuff too, which is hilarious. It's always some new Venom character. Sprinkled in with a rare character here or there. I don't know, am I gonna get shit for saying that? Am I gonna upset somebody? Yeah, my friends send links to characters all the time, and usually it's always another Wolverine, it's another Venom, it's another Mary Jane that's in a Venom outfit, or it's a Spider-Gwen. I mean, don't get me wrong, if that's what people want to make and that's what sells, then more power to you, but I just always find it funny. Yeah, Titans. Sometimes they make some weird characters when there's a lot of other popular characters that haven't even been touched yet. So that's kind of another thing that's funny. There's so many characters out there, but sometimes they do some oddball characters that just don't make... I don't know. I'm not in these statue groups, so I don't know if people are asking for them or if it's just people doing it for their portfolios. I don't know. I don't really care. All I know is I got a lot of stuff I'm working on for myself and my grails, and then I'm happy. And I get to do stuff for people that they want, so... I don't knock it. I check out the sculpts, I see what they're sculpting, I see how it looks. It's just stuff that I don't care about. Alright, I think once that cures up, it's gonna be pretty solid for that. I'm gonna have to pull out the magnet out of this. I'm gonna pull out the magnets and I'm gonna attach this permanently and kind of seam it all up. That should work. Especially once the Aves cures, that's going to add a lot of support because the Aves is going to be pretty thick on it too. That's good. That is good. Good, good, good. Alright. Alright, next up, let's, while the Aves is semi-soft, let's work on these wrinkles real quick. Well, yeah, when you go on Etsy for the kits, you sort of start heading down that rabbit hole where they're kind of... It's almost leading into porn now, which I actually find funny as hell. It's not that I'm going to buy this stuff, I just... You know, you make it, and if it sells, it sells. like going on DeviantArt. Once you start looking up a character, and before you know it, you've ventured into some kind of bondage, weird stuff going on. But that's the internet for you. Yeah, well, they even did Thanos Jackal pose too. Have you seen that one? Can't leave Thanos out of it. Like I said, I laugh at this stuff. I mean, I don't care that it's being made. It's just funny, but it doesn't bother me either. I could care less. I know some people get angry about it, but I just laugh. I think it's just funny. No, Hulk Smash, it's not a bad look, really, because if you really go down a rabbit hole on DeviantArt, it doesn't matter what character you look up, it doesn't matter what media, what IP, you will go down the rabbit hole, and it would be the most crazy, bondage, raunchy stuff ever, and it is hilarious. You could go everything from comic books to Pokemon to like Hello Kitty Adventure Island to like anything you can think of. There is a group that will do it, and I find it funny, and that's what I love about the internet. It doesn't matter. There's always someone that's going to do it, and there's always going to be someone that loves it, and it's just the internet. It's great. See, I love to look up at artwork. Like at night, I like to sit down on like Instagram or ArtStation and stuff like that, and I'll spend like an hour just sifting through artwork because I just always have done that. And I just love looking up art. And like I said, you start to go down a rabbit hole, and if you click the wrong link, you go down, and all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, I was looking up this type of art, now I'm on here. How did this happen? So. Yeah, I just sit there, I look at it, I laugh, and I move on. Yeah, it's funny. I get a nice laugh out of it. I can only imagine the stories like kids asking their parents, "What's this?" and the parents would be like, "Whoa, whoa, what are you doing there?" You know. But other than that, who cares? Yeah, Titans. There's it's all politics now. It's all everything is just. That's why I sit back and I laugh at all. I just get the stuff I want. I enjoy the stuff I want, and then that's it. And if nobody's making what I want, I make it on my own. And I guess that's what other people are doing too now. So. Yeah, that's kind of. Well, I guess it was tasteful when we were in the '90s. They were just in like bikinis, and even the guys were in like speedos in those like what were they the swimsuit editions for the comic books. It really wasn't bad stuff. It was actually pretty clean, but the other people take it to a whole new level. But I think it's good comedy. I think it's funny. Like, what the hell now? Let them do what they want. Like the old saying, you vote with your wallet. You can laugh at it, you can look at it, you don't have to buy it. So, hey Jacob, how's it going? Yeah, I've been MIA, but everything's going well now, so getting back to work. I'm hoping I'm back to work for a while. I'm hoping no more bullshit happens. And I'm gonna say it was bullshit, but that's life. Gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, I think what's gonna happen is just like with 2D drawing, because like DeviantArt, like if you go back when DeviantArt started, people started doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So people who liked that crazy stuff were getting commissions that people would draw it. So it changed the whole entire dynamic from when I was like collecting comic books as a kid. There really wasn't a market out there where you can get somebody to draw you like a pinup or a nude or this or that. Now it's everywhere. So 3D sculpting is kind of going that route now, where there's plenty of sculptors out there looking for work, and they're willing to do whatever you want. So if you want Thanos with his ass up in the air, you can do it. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with it being done, because if people buy it, they buy it. If they don't, they don't. So like sculpting is kind of changing. It's kind of, which is fine, the whole market's changing, so. Like I said, even down the line, there's a couple characters I want, and if I can find the sculptor that I would like to work with and I have the funds, I'll commission somebody to work, make me something. So. Then again, like I say, the other thing is, I learned in art school it's art. Which you may find disgusting or you think is stupid, another person loves, and it's art. So, same thing with statues. Everything is art. Now we said with statue collectors, there's two types of collectors. There's one that sees the character, and it doesn't matter how good or bad the sculpt is. They just see the character. And then there's the other collector who sees the sculpt. I see the sculpt. I look at it and see the sculpt. Now, I can hate the character, but if the sculpt is really good, then I like it. If I love the character, but the sculpt is just horrible, then I don't like it. For instance, this Batwoman here. I really love this sculpt. I don't know why, but I love the sculpt. I love the anatomy. I love the little tiny wrinkles here, you know, on the item. I could care less about the character. You know, I don't. So I use this as kind of a reference. You know, I love how they added these tiny wrinkles around here and how it's tight around there. And I like this as a reference for the anatomy, but I don't care about the character. Jacob, I was only able to do, while my father had his back surgery, I was kind of only able to do repairs and small stuff. I've been trying to, I had 2 big items on the floor. I repainted a Silver Surfer base for somebody. I repaired a Predator leg. I did some small repairs for a friend. I was almost finished up the Cyclops kit. I kind of went over earlier in the video what happened with the base, so that kind of delayed me. And I was working on head bases that I'll be posting on Sunday. So that'll be a video where you guys will see something I've been working on for the past couple months. So guys on my Patreon know the head base I was working on. So they're all done. I just got to get the video set up and then I got to start selling them. But I got some items ready to start work on, but it kind of, I was delayed more with my family, so didn't really work on too much. Hey, what's up, Iceman? Yeah, my, as I said earlier, my father had back surgery, so he's kind of helping out at the house for a while. But he's up and running, doing good, and I'm back to catching up on work again. Crane, you gotta just try to recreate it. If it's one of those like 3D printed textures that have that really crazy detail, then it's kind of hard. Yeah, so it's kind of a pain in the ass to match up certain details. So yeah, I guess like an example is like this shirt here has this texture here. It's very hard to match it up, so I didn't do it on here. But if you really want to hide it, like if you go to paint this and this at the same colors, you could sort of find some kind of a rag or something. Yeah, honestly, whenever somebody sends me a repair, like a lot of these fan art items, like say Spider-Man, these guys are doing all this crazy textures on the outfits now. So whenever I tell people, like say the arm broke or the leg broke, and you lose some pieces there, I tell them like I cannot match that texture. So I can put it back together, and I can clean it up as best as I possibly can, but you're going to see a little bit of a flatter area because to put the eaves on there and to rebuild that little crack section, you can't build that texture back out. It's impossible because the textures have like a specific point, and you can't do it. So a lot of people understand that when it happens, so you got to be upfront with it. But if it's an item that's got a certain paint texture, and you're repairing it, you have to try your best to match it up best you can. That's the only thing I could say. So whenever I repair stuff for people, I let them know like, hey, I can only go so far with it if it's got textures on it, and that's it. There's no way of saying like, oh, I'm gonna match it up for you and it's gonna look amazing. I'm gonna be upfront and just say, hey, texturizing your outfits is cool, but when you have breakages, it's not. So that's the downside of when something's texturized. Yeah, Iceman, you can go that route to make it, but when you start telling people prices for that kind of a repair, they're like, hell no, I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? So you can take a repair to a whole new level, but is somebody willing to spend that much money after they already spent, $1,000 on the item, $500 for shipping, and now they repair it again? It's kind of like some people are like, you know what, I'll live with it, just kind of making it look decent. And I'm upfront with people too, like we could do this, but it's still not going to be 100%, and you still have to pay, all that, trying to get everything to look good. You'd be surprised on how much people just like, you know what, just glue it back together, make it look as good as possible, and I'll be happy with it. Yeah, that's the other thing too, is a lot of those 3D items now, when you get hit with those supports, you lose some detail. That's why I'm hoping as time goes on, people start realizing that when you design the statue and it has texture, you should also design where your seams are on the item and where you put supports, I'm actually not a fan of over texturized items anyway. Personally, I don't like it because if you have this texturized, that it comes too like busy. I'm kind of more of like, make the sculpt look good, make the anatomy look good, make the outfit look good, and not worry about texturizing it all. That's my preference. I rather See, I look at anatomy and pose. I'd rather the anatomy look good. I'd rather the muscles be where they need to be, where they're contracted and expanded, and make everything look good, than to just hit a button and make it look texturized and hide all that. I'd rather see the anatomy. That's my preference. I mean, I don't know how you guys are. I mean, I'm not knocking the texture, but I just think over texturizing stuff is kind of getting old already. And I'm not saying it's easy, you know, I'm not saying it's easy to plan your lines, plan the supports. I'm not saying that's easy. It's just that, just kind of, I don't know. I see a lot of these sculpts now and they look amazing, but I see the anatomy on them and I'm like, yeah, anatomy's kind of off, but it's nice and texturized though, you know? So it's just preference. I know some people love it, some people hate it. Unless the item calls for texture, like the character Iceman's working on, the outfit has that texture, it's different. But when a superhero is, you know, I always feel that, like a Spider-Man outfit, just adding a little pearl in there with a little bit of a, can make it look like spandex, so you don't have to texturize it. You know, like superhero outfits, you can get away with adding just a little bit of pearls to make them look like spandex. But for a character like Iceman's working on, the outfit has to have it. Yeah, I've always feel I could always pick out items right away when anatomy's wrong. It's kind of like become a second nature. Like right away, I'll see a new sculpt, and I already look at the anatomy right away. So if I see like a muscle jumping out or bulging out, or a shoulder that's wrong, that jumps out to me right away, and then I start looking over the item. I mean, it happens with companies too. I've seen a couple of company items that, you know, I have a lot of friends who are like, this sculpt is amazing. I'm like, yeah, but that muscle's off, or that ab is off, or why do they have 8 abs instead of, like, you know, the normal ones, or too many rib cages, stuff like that, you know? So that jumps out to me more than anything. But that's all the art school training I have, where they teach you how to look for that stuff over the flashy stuff, you know? You have to know anatomy and stuff first. I'm not saying it's all bad, it's just that one tweak here and there. Like, for instance, my one friend, he's having sculptors sculpt his holy grails. So every once in a while, he'll send me a picture, and he'll say, what's wrong with this, what's wrong with that. So in Photoshop, I'll tell him, like, tweak this, tweak that, fix this. And he's getting really nice sculpts now from doing that. So try to help out as much as I can. Alright, a little bit more baby powder and that should be good to go. Okay, pretty happy with that. I didn't want to go and not too crazy. I think it looks fine. Alright, so we got some extra A's I gotta waste before we get on the Harley. So I started up another filler item. I'll show it to you guys now. Yeah, it's there's those they have those anatomy books. I had a lot of those in art school where it's just like nude male and female books, and they're in like thousands of poses. So if you get those books and you do a superhero pose, you can get a better idea. Crane Power Girl is sort of I'm pulling out some items. I'm going to be doing some more kit build up soon for clients and customs. So once I pull those out, I'm going to be working on the Power Girl as well. I'm at the point now where I filled up too much on her base. I'll pull it out. I got to start sculpting. Oh man. I want to get it done, but I gotta get clients' works done. So I filled up everything at the bottom here already. So I'm at the point now where I need to stop filling this in. I found I'm going to be doing like a broken road, and I got a manhole cover file that my friend Meta John's going to print out for me. So once he gets that printed out for me, I'm going to start working on the base broken. And then once I get that kind of going, I'll start cleaning her up and paint her. So she's going to be a little bit more of like 2 months down the line. I just gotta, I got, you know what it is we're almost getting into spring, and I've been saving all my custom stuff that I have to do in the garage for spring warm weather. So once I get all those items out, I'll start working on her as well. So if I keep filling this item over here, I'll never be able to do what I need to do on the back of this. So I gotta stop filling her in. Raccoon, I tried to get a sculptor to do that for me a few years back, and he flaked out on me. I wanted a basic female figure with different arm positions that I could cast and mold myself. But he never got back to me, so I never did it, but pretty soon that'll happen. Alright, so I ended up, one of the many side projects, I ended up getting a extra Dark Phoenix. So I already got the base set up for her. I have to finish it up. I'm not telling you the character I'm going to turn her into. It's definitely not a normal character, but it should be a fun one. It's going to be a Marvel character, of course. So I got her set up on the base. This is just this right here is a Adam Hughes Rogue base. And then this is a piece I put on top, so I got to kind of fill this part in. And then I got a different head I'm printing for her too. And then I got to add this into chopping in the garage. And once I start getting all the customs I got to do for people, and I do garage days of chopping, I'll add her into the mix. I'm going to cut off these hands. And fairly simple character, so should be a fun one. Just like I said, one of the many side projects is filler, because now this base is my filler base, so I'm going to use this material now to fill this in. This sleeve is going to start getting harder on me. It's starting to toughen up, so then I'm going to work on the Harley head. Raz printed out ears for me, so I'm going to put the ears on her. And we'll see what we can do with that. Like I said, I'm I'm all over the place. Got to get organized. once I get back on track. I think the ears will work out good. We'll pull out the head in a second. I gotta mix up fresh haze for that anyway. I'm moving along pretty well. I'm really starting to, you know, the Cyclops kit's almost done. I finished up those Kitty Prides. Last of my repair is finished. So I'm going to be pulling out 2 more kits soon, and I figure I can work on these 2 kits, and then we'll hit that nice weather where I could be outside working on stuff. Oh, you finished them, Iceman? I know I've seen a couple of your Instagram posts. I really didn't look through them that well, but I did see them. Oh, and I got those 2 Colossus kits too from Age of Apocalypse. Those things are massive, so I can't really work on them till we get to that nice weather because I got to do those in the garage. They're just too big for my booth. So, and then I got the Age of Apocalypse kit too, the Apocalypse himself. I have to do another one of those. So I got some large items this summer, and then after that, I got another kit. And then I'm going to be doing a lot of custom stuff, so. And I got some fun side projects this year. I got the Resident Evil Jill Valentine kit. I got my own kits I got to do. I need 5 more of me in the house working. That's what I need. 1 guy painting, 1 guy sculpting, 1 guy in the garage, another one organizing everything else. Yeah, I'm waiting on a few myself, Raz, that I want to use for customs later in the year, or saving for next year. Hopefully they'll come in too. I wanted to hide this brick flooring. I didn't want to see that. I know this won't be a perfect edge, but once I sand it down, it should look a little bit better. Plus, it'll lock this base part up pretty well. Yeah, pastel shading's great. It's just sealing it sucks. Yeah, you're gonna be waiting for a while, Raccoon. They take a long time from what I hear. Even the ones I ordered, taking forever. Hell, I ordered the eye decals from their site because they are the only ones I know that had anime eyes, and it took like a year to get those things. You know what happens though is once they come in, all of a sudden you get hit with all those shipping fees too. It's another problem. Alright, that's going to be locked on pretty well now. So again, the other thing I need to do is start planning out the key part, which will do this. Okay, that's a good start. Alright, on the Harley. So I completely forgot where we left off. So I know I needed to get her ears done. So Raz was kind enough to print out ears, because I suck at sculpting ears, and I admit it. So he printed out a bunch of ears, and we just got to find out which ones will fit. And he also printed out badges for her shoulder. So I'm thinking these are going to be too big. I think the middle ones is the perfect size. I think. Yeah. Yeah, these should work pretty good. Yep. Saves a lot of headache. I've tried sculpting ears. Usually I could get one right and the other one looks like absolute horseshit, so you saving these for down the line. And then he also did badges. I found just a basic badge online. The one badge that had the Gotham on it was like $30, so it was just not worth it. So I found these badges, which was like $2 or something. Something just to add to her shoulder. So let's see, this one too big. That one seems about right. So probably what I'll do is I'll probably Dremel out this area a bit, and then I'll sort of push this in with ease, and then we'll at least have a badge stuck on there, so that should work out pretty well. So we don't want to use the one that's too small. Okay, so do have a Harley. It's been collecting dust for a while. So, just to be on the safe side, these ears are sort of same size, and they sort of just put that in there, and it comes about there with the eye. I'm gonna go just Dremel out a little chunk here and here real quick. Be right back. What game you working on, Iceman? Or you're not allowed to say? Alright, so we get our glue, we get our Insta-Set, make sure this doesn't spill over because it always spills on me and that's like 12 bucks wasted. One day I'm gonna get a better container for that shit. One day. But I don't know. Oh, you're working on your own game? That's cool. When you're rich and famous and you're the next developer that makes a game like Fortnite, don't forget about us. And once again, use gel glue. This stuff will not bleed on you and it makes life easier. So get yourself gel glue. Yeah, I'd be like, I remember that guy. He was sculpting unlicensed stuff. Now he's a big time gamer. Alright, get our Insta-Set and then boom. And then we'll do some A's work to clean it up. And we have an ear that actually looks better than what I would have done. But it's set up just for big, so if I flip it over, it'll just pop right off. I've used so much glue with those Kitty Pride kits and whatchamacallit, and some of the other stuff I've been working on, that I just ordered a whole bunch more of this stuff. I swear to God, I had to buy this one at the store. It was $8 because I was running low, but then I went online and I found somebody selling I think it's a 5-pack. Sold a 5-pack for $30? $28, something like that. I can't live without this stuff, so. Yeah. Kind of did a supply run today too. I had to clean out my airbrush booth. Also, the vents on the outside in the garage were clogged, so I had to order more filters. And of course, I used to order filters. It was like $70 for like 12 of the larger ones and 12 of the smaller ones. Now it's like 110. If I had known that inflation was going to be this bad, I would have ordered that stuff like a shitload a year ago. Filters skyrocketing in price, crazy. You son of a... Oh, all right. It stayed on. Lucky. Whew. Thought I spilt the damn shit here. I was like, son of a bitch, but nope. We're good. We're good. Yeah, I've been trying to stock up on some more supplies too. Next, I got to buy more X-Acto blades. X-Acto blades haven't gone up yet, but stupid stuff like air filters, that stuff. No, I hit the. I lifted it up and I hit this part. So this. Yeah, so we do have the magnet. I forgot I did the magnet there. So we have our badge. I'm going to put my badge over here because I'm going to probably break it if I leave it on the base. So I'm going to mix up a tiny bit of A's and I'm going to kind of clean up the back of the ears and lock those in place. And then after that, see where we're at. So the only thing about Instaset is sometimes it just doesn't dry up if you put too much on it, so you got to kind of wipe it around. Actually, what happened was I didn't have a chance to order any of the red primer, but I did order. How many cases do I have there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.5 of the gray cases of primer, which is 6 cans per box. The reason why I went ahead and ordered all the gray primer now is because I use the gray primer for customs, and I cannot live out. I can't use the red for the customs, but for kit building, I like the red. So I got my one friend has a red can he hasn't used yet. He's bringing it to me tomorrow. And then I have 2 sites I can order the red off of. I'm gonna try to order them soon. It's just that since the last time we talked about this stuff, I've just been with my parents helping them out so much I completely forgot about all this. So I gotta get my ass in gear with that. I would love to at least get like a case of it just to get through the 5 kits I gotta paint up soon. Yeah, so I need primer. When I went to PA to see my college buddy, we did go into one comic book store, which was kind of like a half comic book store, half like army the Warhammer stuff. So I picked up a bunch of. They actually had these game colors from Vallejo's, and they look brand new. So I picked up a bunch of these colors just to have extra paints of these, try them out. What else did I pick up? I'm trying to snag some supplies here and there while I can. Oh, and I ordered packing material. There's a place up North Jersey that you can drive to that actually you could buy cheaper packing material, but they raised all the tolls on the parkway and the gas. By the time I go up to that place, buy all the packing material like bubble wrap, foam wrap, peanuts, and drive back down, it's the same amount of money as if I just ordered it online with free shipping. So I just ordered a whole bunch of bubble wrap and foam wrap. Because I like to make sure whenever I pack stuff for people, it's packed well. I don't like to just throw it in a box with like crinkled up newspaper. So, trying to stock up, get ready for the summer while I can. Either the dollar's going to crash or everything's going to triple in price. One or the other. Other than that, I seem to be doing okay on supplies. I haven't really had to order any resin yet, so I don't know if like resin went up in price again, which it probably did. I remember ordering a gallon kit of resin from Smooth On. After shipping it was like, it used to be like $80. The last one I got was almost $150. It's gonna come to the point where people ask for a generic base, and I'm gonna tell them like, hey, you might as well just find a 3D printer and have them print you one. It'll be cheaper than to sit there and make one up. And I'm sure probably once the summer hits, when I go up and I like, you know, visit my parents on a weekday or something, I'll probably hit the art store and see how much paintbrushes are. They might have like summer sales soon, so I'll probably stock up on those too. No, I don't buy this store, but I usually drop at least $100 on paintbrushes because I use them for sculpting all the time. I don't get to go up there very often, and they always have really good deals on those brushes, even for painting, you know. So I tried ordering stuff off Amazon, and they come all like tied up in a box. The bristles are bent. They ship the wrong ones. So I'd rather just go over to that store. Go up there, drop some cash, get a bunch to last me for a couple months, and then I'm good to go. I just like to go when they have the sales. They usually have like 60-70% off sales, which you can't beat. So weird, Raz, working with this clear resin. Not used to it. Is this just the normal resin you use? Or is it just something you had in the tub when you printed these out? Nope, that saved my ass, just those ears. That's awesome. That's no problem, Raz. I was just kind of curious of why the resin is clear. Is it because this is what you use all the time, or just what you had in the printer when you printed? It's just weird working with a clear part of it. Oh, okay. No, it works fine. I was just kind of curious of why it was clear. So that saved about a few hours worth of work and frustration, which is good. Happy with that. So now we can actually start focusing on the hair. That looks good. Looks real good. So I'm bad with fingers and hands. I'm bad with ears. I've repaired some noses, but ears and fingers are my downfall. Alright, so next step is we got some A's left over, so we can try to seam up this here. I'm trying to think how I should do this. So I think if I get this situated, then I can worry about this one here. This one's going to be tough to figure this one out. So this looks like it's got some kind of stretchy thing here. Let's see if we can. I just had an idea. Why don't I keep this one up by the glove, but why don't we take this one down to here and put the glove down there so it looks like it's rolled up her wrist a little bit further down. Maybe that's what we'll do to make my life easier. It's an idea. Yeah, because it'd be hard to get it all the way up here. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one of those gloves where you see, like, you know, the palm, you know, back of the palm area, and then it, like, goes down to here. So if I can cut it here, like there, I can do that. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I knew I'd figure it out sooner or later once I started working on it. Come out and don't pull all this with you. There we go. Alright, so just want to put some baby powder on it, and then I'll do baby powder again, make sure we're looking pretty good. Where is my pictures? Yeah. Okay, I think that it's a good start. Make sure the sink comes out pretty well. Doesn't hit it. One more layer of baby powder, and I think we can leave this on here, clean it up another day, and it won't lock into place. Only thing I think is doing is just, there we go. A little sanding, a little bit of cleaning, and it's a good start. Starting to come together now. Let's see. So we got to make the spot for the shield. I got to hit the store and get those little things for the piece we can add on to it later. We got the ears on her now. So like I said, yeah, what we'll do is, where's my pencil? Pencil's here. So basically, what we'll do is we'll have the hole on each one glove, like the glove, like, you know how they have the hole thing there. And then what we'll do is we'll have the glove come to about maybe here, right? And then I think I can have the glove come to about there. And then what we could do is we can show skin with the glove going over it. And then maybe what we can do is we can put the piece down to here, like so. And then make it look a little crinkled, like it's rolled down. Yeah, I think I can make that work. So this way, the glove will still go over the skin area and magnetize, so I don't have to ruin that magnet there, you know. And then this piece here would be like the strap of the glove, I guess, type thing, you know. And then here we'll have all the skin come down, and then we'll have this piece bunched down there like that, so it looks a little messy on her. I think that'll work. So this way I don't have to go crazy and design a whole new key system for this glove. We can keep what's there because it seems to go on pretty well right now. Yeah, that'll work good. I like that idea. Yeah, so if I can do that, we can get that done. We can start focusing on the hair, and then I think we're pretty much there. I just gotta. I don't know, Raz, I think we forgot a zipper, didn't we? Didn't we forget a zipper for her? You didn't add one, right? You know what, I'll sculpt something on there. That's right, we'll sculpt a little zipper thing. Not the end of the world. I don't know. I've been so busy, Jacob, with my parents. I haven't really checked the voting, but I think the last time the hair was going behind the mallet. So what would happen is you would have to put the mallet on first and then the head over it. I think that's where we're at with the vote. I think. I don't know. If you got a chance, you go back in there and check real quick. Been so busy with, you know, and all the other thing too is like before my father went, no, was it? Yeah, before my father went into the hospital, my aunt ended up in the hospital too, so I took 2 days out to see her too. Everyone's falling apart. Every time I've been ready to sit down on a Sunday to answer emails and then to post on Patreon, something else would come up, but. Yeah, I like the way she's looking now. Looking good. I'm happy with this. Ears saved me. Okay. Shorter hair. Got it. Alright. We'll, what we'll do is we'll, next week, if I find time during the week to sort of set this up, we could kind of, maybe I can start working and finishing this up. I should be able to get this piece on her shoulder too, get that out of the way during the week, and then maybe we can start planning out the hair next stream. Sit there and, because what I'm going to do is, now that the ears are on her, I'm going to prime her up. I'm going to clean up the neck. I'm going to go over this again with the head and clean this up. And then that way, just to make sure I'm not missing anything, and then we can start working on the hair. Now, I don't mind if some of the hair covers the ears again. It's just that I don't like not having the ears there just in case, like, the bottom part shows. It doesn't make sense, you know? So I gotta probably sand down some of this cheek area a little bit, though. I probably gotta sand some of this down a little bit more, because it seems to be a little bit thicker over here. But I definitely need to make sure all this neck and everything, so you see all these scratches on there. So I gotta clean all that scratching up, because some of the hair probably won't be there, so. Other than that, definitely just got to do, like, you know, with the body, sanding and cleaning, you know, add a zipper, clean up some more areas, start working on these arm stuff. And other than that, oh, I got to clean up, so yeah, this is something I did off camera before I disappeared. So I grinded down some of this area here. What happened was it was too thick. You know, remember we talked about it was too thick to, you know, didn't line up with these. So I grinded this down a little bit. I gotta just kind of clean this up, and then I could put the triangles, I mean the diamonds there. So I had to do that as well. Yeah, other than that, I think we're looking pretty good. I think also what I need to do is kind of work on the legs a little bit more too. Kind of fill in some of these areas, because stockings, you really wouldn't sink into the muscle like that. So I think I should put some putty on it now. So this way, if I go in the garage and start sanding down one day, it's ready to go. Even though it's a nice little detail, but without cloth on, it should still be filled in. Keeping the flaps, I kind of like it on the bottom of there. I think they look pretty good. Because, let me see, looking at her, the artwork of the character, does any of them have shoes? So, some of them have, like, boots, you know, like, they have steel tip boots. Some of them have, like, flats. Other ones have heels that almost look like these. So, they all have different boots, all the stuff that Raz sent me. So I figure we might as well just keep her Harley Quinn shoes on her. Because I think if I was to change her boots, I probably should have done it from the start. Well, now with everything sculpted, I might snap stuff. Also, they did this weird thing with her knee in here. It's like remember I had to fill this in when I did the other customs. They did this weird skin over the knee thing. I'll sand it down. Alright, so while we got some putty out, let's see if there's anything else. Let's see. So this area here needs a little bit. Some heavy scratches right here. There's a nice chunk we gotta fill in. So right here, like I guess some A's work. Little spot here. Just kind of still going over some areas that I'm seeing. So just like a little chunk in here, it's missing. Kind of be easier to just throw some putty in there and sand it later. Little air bubble. The only thing that sucks with doing gray putty over gray primer, sometimes you forget and you miss a spot, and then when you go to start painting you realize you didn't sand that one area. But see some deep scratches in these areas too, so I find that if you get some deep scratches, just throw some putty in there and then fine sand it, and it's easier than trying to grind down the scratch. Looking pretty good. This spot here. This spot here. Alright, I think we're good. Just gotta clean it up, fine tune it, and keep going along. Alright, so I think she's shaping up pretty good. At least we're caught up now. At least I know what I need to do. Pretty happy with it so far. And with the mallet on her. Looking good. Shaping up pretty well. It's come a long way so far. Better than expected. I was mostly concerned about the mallet, but now that we got that bar in there, it's looking pretty good. Once I add those little extra rivets to it, I gotta go pick up more. The mallet should look pretty cool, like it's retractable and everything. Hey Raz, the ears that you printed out for me, do you usually save the scaling on those? Or do you usually just kind of delete everything when you're done? The only reason why I ask is if down the line I ever need you to do them again, do you save those file scales? Because those ears worked out great. And I have a couple customs I'm working on that have a missing ear on like the left side where I gotta redo the hair. And these might save me a shitload of time. It's got a hell of a booty on her now too, so. Oh, I don't remember. God damn, it's been a while. So, there was one day I was actually home for a few hours, and I wanted to get in the garage and work on something. So I actually did sand down the Hyperion. So one morning I woke up, I didn't have to go to my parents for a few hours, so I figured I'd sand him down. So I want to start painting him up. Yeah, Raz, if you can save him just in case down the line I need to bug you for more. If you don't, you know, want to, that's fine. But just if you can. So anyway, I went in the garage and I sanded a lot of this stuff down. I have a little bit more sanding to do. I found some errors on him I needed to rebuild. So I used some putty and I kind of fixed up some areas on his arms. Like there's a spot here I didn't finish sanding yet. But I'm getting to the point now where I'm almost ready to start painting him up. So we'll start painting him up on a stream whenever I get to that point. I need a day in the garage again, and I'm gonna start painting him up because only thing I have to do is sand him down, clean up some more areas, prime him one more time. I have to make this hole a little bit bigger. What happened is the cape is way too thick now to put in the brooch. So I have to kind of bring the piece back a little bit so I can stick it all in at the end. And then this should work. And then I can start painting them up. But I'm thinking just got to get in the garage and I got to do just kind of clean up these areas a little bit more. You know, just a couple more areas just to kind of mess up and clean up. And there was one issue, I think it was this arm here or it was this one. There was like a dent in his arm and I had to rebuild the muscle. I think it was this one. I had to fix that up. But yeah, so this should be a fun paint up. We're gonna try to make him look like an old dude. So I gotta really see if I can give him like a pale older man's look to him, which I've never done before, but we should try. We'll try. We'll see how it is. Cool, Raz. I appreciate that. Yeah. What I might do too is just like maybe in 2 months or something, I might ask you just to print me out a bunch more just for me to save and just get it over and done with too. Once I start working on this one project where the character's missing ears. So, but alright, that's where I'm calling it for today. I'm actually going to get cleaned up, and tomorrow me and my one friends are going to a comic book show. up North Jersey. Well, it's kind of in the Woodbridge area. So it's a small little comic show we get to go to and then hang out for a bit. So I'm excited. But looks like he has a diaper. Well, I don't know. It's kind of a metal piece. Read Marvel's Paradise X and Earth X. He's a cool character in it. Alright guys, I appreciate you stopping by. Sorry for the hiatus, but hopefully we'll be back to Fridays again. And once I start working on kits again during the weekdays, I'll probably do some day streams too. Alright, so have a good weekend guys. Appreciate it. I am calling it a night.